as from 2021, after the visit of the LPCO, nothing ever happened to school in terms of renovations. The buildings are still in that condition. The fence is still in that condition. It was not attended to. All the blocks, even the one that was poorly repaired by the members of the community, it's like that. There is no water still. We have got a shortage of water. We depend on water from the tanks, that is rainwater. Everything is just still like that. I was promised that the members of the department from the district office will come and assess the extent of damage to that building and check what caused the structural failure, and then thereafter recommend demolition of that structure, but it never happened. I was also promised that school will be given a new fence. It never happened. Also in the case of the toilets, I was promised that the new toilets would be erected, but nothing ever happened. The cause of the building was a very powerful storm which occurred on the 22nd of February 2020. Damaged the building, as I have said. With 6 mobiles, that is the ones that we are using now for the toilets. Again, there was another official, I think it's from the Department of Public Works again, who came here to say, no, I'm given a task to come and do a general survey of the whole school, and then I'm going to make my recommendations back to the department. I don't know what's going to happen. They didn't tell us. They said they just said they just make that report and take it back to the department. It looks like some renovation work is going to be done here at school, and we are still waiting. We don't know what's going to happen concerning that issue. Yeah, I think I've tried to come very close to the answer you are looking for.
Thank you very much for allowing me to say about that. Okay. You would notice that we've changed the approach, and the reason for that is because we are revisiting the school, just like the previous one. But I just want to read out the recommendation that we had made then in 2021 February as the community. The provincial department must fast track the appointment of the vacant educator post. The provincial department must prioritize the renovation and refurbishment of damaged classrooms and ensure this included the ceilings and electrification. In collaboration with the local municipality, the provincial department must ensure that the school received adequate water supply as required. Further to this, the school was also provided with a borehole. The provincial department must consider assisting and supporting the school with the possible phasing out of grade 8 to 12 and transfer these learners to the nearest high school. The provincial department must ensure that all EEIs received their respective payments. The provincial department must consider a rural allowance to school in this area. So what you said out of your head is basically what also we have recommended as the portfolio committee. Now I don't know what members would say, should we continue with the meeting or what, because the vacant of the educator, was it filled?
Yes.
It was filled. So we can't speak of the EIs because mostly it's another 10 now. But as for the rest, Ma'am Chagas, Can you speak to them? I'm speaking to you because you were here that day.
Thank you, Chairperson. I would like to go back to what the advocate said. We were here, it was in February, and in March, I then left the district and I came this month.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm just like you, Chairperson, who came and just coming.
Application of response.
I was not in the district, Chairperson.
Where are you, Ma'am?
I was on the, no, it was not a leave, I was suspended.
Oh, okay.
Yes, for
No, it's
almost to the time in memorial up until now. So I came back now. So most of the things happened and the follow-ups couldn't do anything that was on recommendations because I was in the system.
Okay. Who was here with us from the province?
I think in the document should be done.
They were not with us. Infrastructure? No one was with us. I get a Banali acting director now, so. It's an acting director, I get it, that's what you said when you introduced him. Acting now.
Yeah, successor in the, I think, no, what do you call it, successor in Yeah.
No, but also the guy from DP that deals with infrastructure was here, I know. Where is he? The short one. Yeah, I know.
Matume.
Were you not with us? Ah, wow. Were you not here?
Yeah, no. No, but let me.
Can I allow you to speak? Can I allow you? One, two, three, four. You said you're not going to.
Yeah, no, I
One.
Mr. Principal, when I listened to you responding to the request by the chair, there is one serious concern for me. The school appears to be like on an autopilot. And I will qualify why I say so. There are many things which are happening where in the principal just see things happening. The ablution facilities are brought, they are withdrawn. He has not initiated anything himself. So people bring and take without him knowing what is actually happening. I thought one departmental official will bail him out. You see, despite the fact that we have got Department of Public Works, but surely we must be consulted and know when are they going to be brought, if they bring any service. When is the service is going to be brought and when is it going to terminate? You see now he's saying another people brought this and these are the one we are using now. When they are going to be taken, he doesn't know. And if they are taken tomorrow, it means they are going to be left in the ledge. So, Mina, I think, Chairperson, the departmental officials, the DT is back in the picture. They surely need to go back to the drawing board, and which drawing board, and regularize anything happening at the school, because the principal is in the dark. A lot of things are happening here, the principal does not know. People come and make inspection or whatever, engineers come there, they disappear. He does not know where they've gone to. And he is not even sure that they will come back. No, please help the principal. He is in the dark. Nothing will move forward unless he gets the necessary assistance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. and honorable members of the portfolio committee and everybody. I listened attentively to the principal. I listened to our honorable chairperson. And when we came in, the principal, the chairperson was looking at that building and said, oh, it's still looking like this. But after that presentation by the principal, what is it that you must say? Chairperson, what is it? Because there were officials of the department that day. They might not be here anymore. But there are officials of the department as we speak. There is no vacuum in the department. Whoever comes inherits what he finds or what she finds. And therefore, Chairperson, honestly, the departmental officials who are here must be held accountable for what has happened. It's a pity that the principal of a school has been subjected to this. And it's very painful, and we are very strong. He is very strong because he can still stand on his 2 feet. Chairperson, to respond to your question directly, I don't think we must continue with anything. Well, if I were to express how I feel, what I think needs to be done is the department has got to tell us what is going to happen and when are they going to come back to us within a particular span of time. And then maybe we assess that. And I think, I don't know what the chairperson will be able to do, but there must be some kind of a follow-up visit or a feedback that we'll have to get after whatever commitments we shall be getting. If that is not the case, let us tell the principal of the school to shut, to close shop and go. Take him to some another school. No, Chairperson, I do wish to say the officials must take responsibility. I DDG on this one, advocate on this one, the officials of the department must take responsibility and actually do something and not tell us that there is no money. Amen.
Yeah. Oh, it's here again.
No, thank you very much, Chair. I think maybe let's thank the principal. Let's thank the SGB for holding the fort during difficult time. Maybe let's apologize for making them work under this tremendously different and difficult circumstances. Thank them for continuing, even when things looked very difficult. I want to concur, Chairperson, with Honorable Member, that it will be pointless, in my view, to continue saying we're doing oversight, but there's no accountability. The problem with if we continue, the problem that will be created will be contributing to the redundancy of the system that is not responsive to challenges that are faced by our teachers, children, but also will be adding fuel into a small fire of redundancy where people can decide which recommendations from oversight structures, either from the provincial legislature or from parliament, which recommendations to take and which ones not to take. So I think we must put our foot down at this point in time and raise this matter. Like I said, I think this will be the third time. Third time I'm saying that we must raise it with the political leadership of the department. The political leadership of the department, both here in the province and maybe at the head office, about the unresponsiveness of the system. The problem of not having consequence management is this one. Where people don't do what they're supposed to do, and there's nothing that happens. All of a sudden, Chairperson, no one was here. It was only yourself and Honorable Yabo, and maybe the Honorable Siwe. No one was here. Out of a room full of close to 100 people. What does it mean? What does that say about the provincial department? So it means all officials who were working in the department at the time are not here, all of them. It means all the officials who are here now are new, but they were not there at that. What does it say about how we want to govern? And I think, Chair, we must just stop here, raise these matters with the political leadership, and let's see how we can assist the school. Because at the end of the day, like the principal is saying, that thing is a health hazard. When we arrived here, we said that red tape principal it's new, brand new. It was just prepared for this. It's window dressing. If it was possible, roof would have been put there. If it was possible, so that after when we leave, they remove it again. Honestly speaking, I think we're not dealing with honest people, in my view. And I think it will be a waste of our time, it will be a waste of their time, it will be, maybe they must just go and work, maybe when they're in the office they're working. Because it does not help coming here with people, and they're not taking what they must take to go back and work, so that they improve the system. So I think, Chair, I did, I had many issues, but it will not help. On PPN, they're still short. When you look at their presentation, they're still short of 2, based on their numbers, but maybe it's because the numbers improved now this year. So the department, like they said, the 10 days was ending yesterday. They will look at the numbers as of yesterday, and then maybe they will improve on the PPM. But it might be that even 2021 it was 1 short, it was filled. Maybe 2022 it was 2 short, they were not filled. because there's no consequence management. Chair, thanks.
Thank you, Chairperson. I would like to agree with the honorable members that says it will not serve any purpose for us to continue to be given what is written here. When we're here in 2021 and we left happy because we are assured that these things will be attended, only to come back now, the situation is still the same. And what is disappointing, Chair, is that no official that accompanied us that day is present here today. That is very much surprising. That between 2021 and today, all of them disappeared. A whole new crop of people were employed to take the process forward. Now, I heard the district director saying that she was not there because of other reasons. Well, we don't want to dwell into that. But the fact is, when she was not at work, somebody was working, was occupying that particular position. Then that person should be in a position to tell us that between then and now, what happened? Because we wrote the recommendations was sent back to them. Didn't they think it prudent for them to read the recommendation and at least see what they have to do? Yesterday we were so agitated and angry at the lady who was speaking that side and calling us that we go around, we do a tick-tock exercise. It is things like this that make people to insult us that we're doing a tick-tock exercise. That when we go to schools, do recommendations, and people do nothing about it. And Parliament, it's a serious organ of state. With a huge responsibility, we pass budget, we give these people budget, for them to attend to issues that affect the people on the ground. We're doing oversight. It was good that we came back to the school that we were before, because then we would know that these officials tell us things that they want us to hear. They say, don't worry, let's tell them they will leave. We'll continue with our business as usual. That is very problematic and disappointing. The organizations that sent us to Parliament, the ruling party in particular, do not expect these things to happen. And they don't want these things to happen. But the people that we employ sometimes let us down. They get into the offices, sit there, and do not really take their work seriously. Maybe the DDG, probably going into tomorrow, they should provide some kind of a report. In all the schools that we visited in 2021, what has been done? Maybe we can get that report tomorrow. We may go back to where we're coming from, maybe if we get a report. They could, at least, we're not saying they would have attended to everything, but at least let them go and show us what are the issues that they were able to attend. What are those things that they were unable to do, so that we'll be able to know and also evaluate the effectiveness of our oversight. Including the DBE nationally, it cannot be correct that having them accompanying us, they are unable also to check on the things that went with them on the school to say, but Parliament was in the school, what has happened? And then people will tell you, it was not me, it was somebody else. But the report goes to the departments now, where everybody sees, so they should be aware of these things. Thank you, Chair.
No, thank you very much, Chair. I don't even know where to begin. Because I was here. I came to this school, I remember the principal. In actual fact, me and Honorable Nodada took a couple of video clips in those classrooms. That are in a state of disrepair. I think we have a catch-22 situation on our hands, Chair. And I will expatiate on what I mean by catch-22. The catch-22 situation is that, one, we are oftentimes accused of not having teeth as an arm of state, as parliament. We don't write, we don't have teeth. But also there are certain considerations that have been made by the leadership collective, and I'm not speaking of any particular political party, but I'm just saying by the leadership collective of this country to try and be humane in our approach in managing the public service. And so in the attempt to be humane in managing the public service, you will remember that recently the Deputy President presented to Parliament a bill that extended the terms of office of DGs, DDGs, those in management positions, from the current 5-year terms to 10. The logic is to stabilize the public service. And I make the distinction. I make the distinction between public servants and public representatives. Whenever I may get the opportunity to do that, so that the distinctions between the two is put there to everyone to understand. So on this table sits public representatives, people who have never, who did not go to an interview, presented a CV. Yes, they require them as part of our organizational processes. But in all honesty, even if that process was removed, we get into office by election. We are elected by the masses of this country who express their choices on the ballot. And we get into these institutions or these arm of state called Parliament. The difference, however, is that on this side are people who submit their CVs, job hunting, looking for work. Underline that part, looking for work. We serve as representatives. And so the issues of our people are our issues. And we don't speak for government, we speak for our people. We are located in an arm of state, yes, but we don't speak for government, we speak for our people in government. And if I come to a school, and a school is in this way, the first people I must listen to are the stakeholders who are affected and are directly participants of this environment. The learners, if they are of an age where they can express themselves, those are our immediate constituents. But if they are not of an age that can express themselves, then their parents are our constituents. These are people who are voters, people for whom we speak. On the other hand, you are servants who serve them. Because one would expect that you are qualified, there is merit to your appointment, and that you know what you are doing because you applied for work. And so we did not apply for work, we applied to represent our people by standing for election. And that's what we want to do. But it becomes very disheartening when people who applied for work do not do the work. And then the question then becomes, what must be done? If those who applied for work, having gone to school, many of you qualified, proving yourself to be competent to do the work, regardless of how you got in, whether let's argue that you came in on merit because you wanted work. And then work piles up on your desk. And Parliament comes to do oversight work on behalf of those who have elected them. And we find that work is not being done by people who applied for work, who submitted their CVs, who went to interviews, who passed psychometric tests even sometimes at your level DTG, and other assessments, aced them, passed them. And then we come to represent our people and we find work is not done. And so the catch-22 is, as those who lead the state, do we then introduce a mechanism that says everyone must now be appointed on a contractual basis, and pending their performance, their contract is renewable? Or do we create stability, keep them there? And then when we walk in the corridors, as those who are elected, because we're elected for a 5-year term, we hear whispers of those who say, no, these ones are here for just a time, we'll suffer them a little bit, they'll be gone in a while. It's a catch-22. We become uncaring. If we then say each one must be pegged to a term of office, pending their performance, then we'll renew those contracts. We'll be called cruel people. When we call for consequence management, we are called cruel people. Consequence management. There is no tangible consequence management struggle apart from suspensions. And people get suspended and they get paid. They get paid. Then after a while they get reinstated. And life goes on. It's not real consequence management. Because I would wonder and ask the question, so what do we do with someone who has this responsibility? And we had an appropriations process, by the way, where 1 billion rands was given to deal with flood damaged infrastructure. In Parliament, we voted for it. 1 billion rands for KZN. And when we come on site, we are told, no, in actual fact, there was shortage of money, we had to use our own money to build and repair. There's a bit of a disjuncture from what we know and what we have been told. And so the issues that we are dealing with here, Sal, are that the recalcitrant attitude of those who are employed because they came to seek for work. When they speak of us who are elected for a term, but we'll suffer them a bit. They will leave, we'll get new ones, and we'll repeat the cycle. It's what we see at play. And people think they're doing us favors by not cooperating with political leadership. They think they are doing us favors. But whose child must come to this school, colleagues? Whose child? Would you bring yours here? Would you bring your child here to come to a school where you design a scope to repair a roof? You don't include a ceiling. You just write a scope with a roof. No ceiling. And what's the sense in that? Do we undermine our people to that extent? Do we feel that the offices we occupy are a patrimony that we deserve by birthright? That there's no one else who can occupy the seat you are occupying and do better work than we are doing? You think, no, but we are doing our people a disservice. It's a disservice to our people, and we don't want to preach to you. But work needs to be done, colleagues. Work needs to be done. All my colleagues here have said, you know what, this is a waste of time to be in this particular school, to want to be told lies. Because the responses that are going to come out from here, they are going to be neatly packaged, architectured lies. There is no explanation for why there has not been a request on the money that was requested and appropriated by Parliament to assist with damage that was caused by storms, floods, etc., etc. There's no explanation for that. And to have this school still in a state of disrepair at this point is disappointing, to say the least. And so I want to say that, one, we would expect that just to respond to this thing, people are new, we are new, the people who are the state is a living organism. When you enter into a seat, there is history, there is, you can track work that has been done. There are reports, closed out reports. You sit there, you find the closed out report. It gives you the history of the chair you are sitting on. And so you cannot say then you are the first person to sit on that chair, and there's no history to that position. It's a lie, that's it. So we don't want to hear it anymore. The new thing, I'm new, so you don't read. So you get into a position, you don't read, you don't catch up on reports that were written before your time. You don't get updated on what is happening. You just got in there and all of a sudden, you are sitting in a portfolio that's fresh, that's new, nothing has happened before you. You are now going to be the one starting building up data. Please take us serious. Take us seriously. You can't tell us that lie. Not even a child from primary school will believe that thing. When we speak of successor in title advocate, in legal terms, it means you take the responsibilities, the glory, the shortfalls of whoever else occupied that position before you. When we were here, the MEC was in shame. When we were here, there's a new MEC now. The performance that you produced is historic. That was recorded this year. But on that stage, there was no Gwazim Shehu to receive the awards. There was no Gwazim. The new MEC, who's the successor in title, received the awards as if she's the one who was doing the work. That's the nature of the state. So colleagues can say to us, no, we are new, we are, no. We will not accept that type of reasoning. It is belittling to our intelligence. We are very intelligent people. In case you did not know, we are very, very, very intelligent people. When you get into an office, read the report. Go through the work that's been done before you. When you deal with infrastructure, for example, there's an asset register. Is there not? You may have 6,000 schools, but these 6,000 schools must belong to an asset register. If you have an asset division in the Department of Education, those who are responsible for recording assets should be able to keep track of each and every asset, its condition, what needs to be done, and the amount of the number of years it's been available. In the road space, there's a system called pavement management system. The day a road is completed, it is uploaded to the pavement management system. It's uploaded with data that speaks of traffic volumes, the pressure applied per square inch of road, and the amount of years the tar road will last under that pressure per square inch. And so when the number of years finishes, if it's 10 years, when it's year 7, preparations begin to start preparing for maintenance. That's why we have the PMS. And so these roads we use every day, they are maintained by a system, it's national. You don't mean to tell me that schools have a similar software where you load each and every asset on this thing, and it tells you the age of the school, it tells you the condition of the school, and when a school is ready for maintenance, doesn't need human manual recording. If you don't have that, then procure it somewhere. We cannot be told that schools here in this province are not on an asset register that is properly managed through technology that says, red flag, this school is old now, it needs to be refurbished. Can you start in serious, colleagues? We don't get livid often. We are very reasonable people. But when we see that there is a direct, deliberate dereliction of duty, we get livid. And we can tell you now, we are the vociferous type that we will uproot you from your chair. We are that type. We are that type. We will follow the matter until we have seen the uprooting of CEOs, boards, councils. We don't have a problem. We don't have a problem. We will see you uprooted so that someone who knows why they are there can occupy that chair. We cannot be undermined and have our people undermined to this extent. The principal, we are silly scope. Who was responsible for drafting that scope, TDG? Who writes a scope without a ceiling? I don't even want to say anything more. I'll try to answer.
SGB, anything from you? Kubani chairperson na? Yes. Khona ufuna ukuthi
akunanto endinothetha eninzi kuphela nje bendicela ukuba singathi singalungiselwa laa nto ezosilumazela abantwana urhulumente ngasilungiselela asazi uba asenzela uba mhlawumbe at least ilaliswe phantsi
okay.
Let me just now.
Firstly, man, to call man. As Colin said that besizile. Still call basaphinde saphuma. Still call basiyaphinde siyabuya after 2 years, 24 months full. And akange kwenzeke siyaxolisa kakhulu. Sicela nisixolele deep down from your heart, sixolisela nasebantwaneni bethu. I-department siyabonga ngokuzisa mobile classes to the school. Schooling is continuing. Ama-mobile classes akhona. Abantwana bethu bayafunda. Xa kushushu bayatsha. Xa kubanda bayagodoka. But it's an intervention that can be provided. I'm sitting here and I am tempted to ask you, DDG, to just take note. Okay? I don't want you to respond. I don't want DB to respond. And the reason for that is because no one was here according to all of you, except for the district director. The reason when we take off, getting into our cars and leave, the question I'm sitting with as I'm stating is that what do we right now as a recommendation for this particular school that we take to the National Assembly? What does it say about us? Because what else do we say that we didn't say? What extra is it that we are bringing that we did not bring in 2021? And fortunately, it was February when we were here, and it's February now, 2 years later. And I know we are coming from different beliefs and political affiliation, but I'm sitting here as a politician and I'm saying I'm grateful that at least we are with Mapolo from this side. Right? Because thanks God that Marina is sick. Though she's sick, thanks God that she is sick. Because I'm thinking of the media that we could not say they are lying. They will portray about us and governing. Most of us, I think I'm saying it for the first time in this oversight, our children are in private schools. Our children are reading or are learning very luxurious. And I think why we forget is because our own children, they go to better situations and better schooling. I want to agree no mama with SGB. I think we need to take a decision here and now. Are we taking that thing down altogether? Or what are we going to do with it? Because it is danger to the learners that are here. And anything can happen. Knowing the things that are happening in other schools, learners are raping each other, learners are doing anything. The situation of that, I don't know how to call it, dilapidated building or what. It's not right. So, ours would be, it's the first week of February. Now, first week of March, we are going to have a meeting as the committee virtually, DTG, with yourselves and this district. Just to make a follow-up, that would be able to help us to get to the reporting that we must do in Parliament. I'm embarrassed. I don't know what is our valid recommendation at over this time. And I hope people understand what we were raising earlier. The issues of roles, they will never be the same. But here we must agree that there is no sense of accountability. And it's, I know some members have raised that we must raise it with political leadership. Really now, tomorrow in that political meeting, the chair of the committee is no longer the chair that was here. The MEC is no longer the MEC that was here. Now it's a pity that yourselves, all of you now, and because it's us that normally get to be changed and chopped. So even that political meeting, in my view, it's not going to assist. If our levels of conscience in this sector can't be towards a rural black child, I don't know. Where is it? Because we can only speak to the conscience here and raising all the reasons that members have spoken. We can do nothing. People who are seasoned as the administrators, they are seasoned. They tell you we've been here, we don't care. You know? But it's conscience. Our conscience should at least help us to deliver the services that we have promised to the people. And I'm sure no one is angry with any other. No one is angry. Siyavumelana bekukhona iphosos nathi siyayibona imeko wonke umuntu kamanje uyazibonela mos. Imeko uyabona xa ungena emekweni ufika imeko uyibona uba iyamekoza uyiphuma usithi hayi siyayibona imeko. But the power that we have of taking decisions, implementing those decisions, should be that conscience that one is talking about. So the color siyivaleni here. Uma vele khona le nkonzo bethe nokuthi sivale ngalo, which is amen. Ndiyacela siyivaleni, principal ndiyacela ayazi usipresentela today. No, ungasipresentele baba. Siyaphinda siyahamba. And the likelihood is the whole team might not come back as basic education. When others come back again, but share as raw as it is, we are living it here.
Seconded.
There are two more schools that we are supposed to go. It's Bulekani Special School and Kromo Primary School. I'm going to Kromo Primary School with my people. You are going to Bulekani. And both of them, I need to indicate it's a follow-up. Live Nazo. we were there, February 2021. So in Gwala, actually, we are doing a follow-up. I guess and the follow-up, I don't know if as a right now, I've been suspended. So bending so since the follow-up, okay, Jalo, so no one is gonna account but since the follow-up because that's our program. With those words, I think it is more to see and this year, I had a policy just like this. That's a lot.
No.